2024 was great, but I didn't get to keep as many animals as I thought I was going to keep. So let's run through all of the 2024 holdbacks, ball pythons, and bearded dragons. And I'll show you everything I got, why I kept it, and essentially what my goals are for, I don't know, 2025? Is that what the year we're in? What's up, YouTube? So first off, let's go ahead and get started with the holdbacks of 2024. I don't have as many bearded dragon holdbacks as I thought I was going to have, but I do have quite a few ball python holdbacks. So we're going to start off with the bearded dragon holdbacks, and then we're going to end off with the ball python holdbacks. So first holdback we're going to run through is this female. This is Artemis. Artemis is a hypo trans leatherback thunderbolt. She is a pairing that I did with in collaboration with Bourbon City Exotics. So Zeus and one of Courtney's dragons got paired together. I kept this female. I don't know what she kept, but I don't know. So Artemis is essentially going to be paired with another holdback that I have for 2024. They were hatched around the same time. So I had actually already picked up my other holdback that I'm about to show you. And then I ended up deciding, because I was wishy-washy between a few holdbacks from the Zeus clutch, and I ended up deciding on this girl because she would go better with the male that I have held back for 2024. So let's go look at that one now. This guy here, this is Daffy. Daffy is not a happy dragon, as you can see. So Daffy here, I'm doing all these above you so you can see all of the pattern and everything. But Daffy here is a hypo-dunner genetic stripe het trans, and obviously you can see he has some blue barring as well. I'm not going for blue barring in the Thunderbolts. I'm mainly just going for adding more yellow into Thunderbolts. Now there's people doing it the opposite direction. Like I've already said in my previous video, I'm trying to do more yellows in my future pairings. So more people are going towards the red Thunderbolts. I'm going towards the yellow Thunderbolts. Currently, the Thunderbolts we have aren't really yellow or red. They're kind of just a mixture of colors because people are just trying to find genetic stripes to breed together. They're not looking for colors in particular. So even though this guy's yellow and Artemis is orange, eventually I will be able to find, I have other yellows. So Yarrow and a bunch of these females that I have paired for Yarrow, they're all related to Daffy. So that'll be more yellows that I can add towards this pairing for the future. So Daffy will be doing some work for us for a long time. And as you can see, super beautiful dragon. All of these dragons just woke up literally like probably 5 minutes before I started filming. So they are actually just warming up. So all of these colors are not true to what they look like. They're a little bit dulled out actually. So if me saying he's dulled out and he still looks this amazing, I can only imagine, or you all could probably only imagine, because I've seen him pretty, all the way 100% fired up. So you all can imagine how much more vibrant this guy actually is. So I only have one more holdback for 2024. Let's go look at her, and then we'll start talking about the ball pythons. This girl here is a little bit dirty, but she's going into shed, so she'll be getting new skin or new scales essentially. This girl here is Daffy's sister. Everything minus the dunner is in this female here. So Daffy is named after a daffodil. Obviously his sister is going to be pretty similar. Her name is Daisy. So in the previous video, I said that I had a Daisy that looked like Daffy. Well, obviously I couldn't just name Daffy Daisy because that wouldn't have worked because that's male. So I ended up naming his sister Daisy. But this girl is a hypo genetic stripe, het translucent. She has some blue barring as well. This girl is not going to be paired to Daffy because they're related, but she will be paired to Yarrow whenever the time comes, essentially making Thunderbolts that are yellow. So next year in 2026, I'll be able to pair Yarrow and Daisy together, get some yellow Thunderbolts because Yarrow is 66% het translucent, so I have to prove him out first. But essentially, even if it doesn't work out, I'll still be able to get more genetic stripes that are yellow out of it. So this is, again, the last bearded dragon of 2024 holdbacks. Let's go look at the ball pythons now. This here is our first holdback of 2024. This is a banana tri-stripe. This is a female banana tri-stripe, possible yellow belly. I have not shed tested her. Her dad was a low expression yellow belly. So a lot of these snakes I have not shed tested that are from this male. So they look like yellow belly, but I don't want to say they are without being 100% sure. So they do have to get shed tested. But this female here, as you can see, super, super nice. She's super thick as well. She eats very good. But that's what's making me say possible yellow belly. And, but she is a beautiful, beautiful snake. Look at that. Now, her sister, which was the second clutch of holdbacks, I think there were a couple clutches apart. They were from the same clutch, actually. So I guess I should have known this. So this is from the first clutch of 2024. Immediately, I held back 2 snakes. This is the first snake, and the second snake is another holdback from the same clutch. And essentially, now I'm going to tell you the pairing that I had. Girl, you better chill out. These girls eat very well. That's all I got to say. So the pairing was a banana yellow belly het tri-stripe to a fire het tri-stripe. All of the bananas in this clutch were female. So essentially the male is a female baker. And now we're going to get the other one so I can show you exactly what we ended up with. So this girl here is the banana fire tri-stripe, possible yellow belly, same as the last one. Now I will say, come on, chill out, come back. I will say that this one does appear to be yellow belly. And the reason why is because, so whenever you have fire and yellow belly together, you get these little rings coming up the top there. You get all these little rings right here of flaring. And essentially the reason I call them, girl, oh my God, these snakes are, whoo-wee. So you can kind of see them a little bit, but essentially there's little bubbles coming up the side here that are from the fire and yellow belly. So the same thing happens in clown actually. So clown, fire, and yellow belly will create a little bit of bubbling up the sides like that, and she's leaving. So it'll create that little bit of bubbling up and down the sides. And why? Look at that. Super active, but still loves to eat. It's crazy. So you can see it a little bit right there, and she's gone again. There you go. Better view right there. So a little bit of bubbles coming up. So I want to say this one's a yellow belly, but I'm not going to say it's a yellow belly without being 100% sure. So for sure, this one is a banana fire tri-stripe. Essentially, this is the world's first as far as I know. That's all I can tell you. There is no one else that I've seen that has produced a banana fire yellow belly tri-stripe. If she is a yellow belly, there's also nobody that I've seen that's produced a banana fire tri-stripe. So world's first, possibly, not too sure. Let's go look at the next 2, also essentially from the same pairing, except for they're a different clutch. Let's go look at them. This next snake here is also from the same dad. This one is from a banana yellow belly het tri-stripe to a banana fire 66% het tri-stripe. She did prove out as het tri-stripe, so all of these females are 66% het tri-stripe. The reason I kept this female here is because she's a super banana 66% het tri-stripe. That's also possibly fire. Super banana really lightens up the snake, so a super banana doesn't have the black speckling. Super banana brings all of the yellows in and doles them out. So you can see there's no oranges. It's mainly just yellows and beiges on this snake here. So this is, I do want to say this is a fire because I have seen a super banana before and they're a little bit more vibrant than this. So the fire kind of doled her out even more. So this one here is going to get shed tested when the tri-stripe shed test comes out. So again, she is 66% had tri-stripe, banana fire. Super banana fire, actually. And this one is from a yellow belly pairing, but I don't see enough flaring there to say that it is a yellow belly. So let's go look at the next one. So this one, on the other hand, you can see more yellows coming in. So that's why the other one is a fire. And this one is a banana, super banana, yellow belly, 66% at tri-stripe. So this one I can say is a yellow belly because it has a lot of flaming coming up the sides there. And it's hard to see in the camera because these girls are so freaking dull, but they have a lot of flaming coming up the sides. So this one is a Super Banana Yellow Belly, 66% het tri-stripe. And these girls are phenomenal. Can't wait to hopefully shed test them before I have to prove them out myself. So they will be shed tested hopefully soon. As far as I've been told, the genetic testing for tri-stripe is months away, but I won't be breeding this female probably until 2026 anyways. So she is probably 400 grams right now, so she still has a little ways to go, and essentially 2026 will probably be when I pair her. But as of right now, super beautiful snake, Super Banana Yellow Belly, 66% het tri-stripe. And I do have a lot of tri-stripe in my collection, and now I have 4 more tri-stripe somethings to add to it because of all these holdbacks that I have. The remainder of the holdbacks for 2024 have nothing to do with tri-stripe, so let's go look at them. This male is a pied, obviously you can see that. This is an inchy pinstripe mahogany pied, and this is, as far as I know, based off of Morph Market, this is the first time this has ever been made, this particular combo. People have made inchy mahoganies, people have made inchy pinstripes, people have made pinstripe mahoganies, but I've never seen anyone make a mahogany pinstripe, my God, I can't get the words out. Inchy mahogany pinstripe pied. And this guy is a holdback, obviously, because I'm trying to get more different combinations of mahogany into my pieds, because mahogany looks amazing. So I do have other mahogany females that I have grown up from last year that aren't ready to breed this year, but whenever this guy's ready to breed, they will definitely be ready to breed. So this guy here is probably going to be a year old here in like 3 or 4 months. So whenever the time comes after that year mark, he will be breeding, and he's already pretty much to size of like a subadult male. This is not considered a subadult female size, but males do become subadults a little bit younger because they can breed a little bit younger. So this guy here is going to be breeding probably fall of 2025 to whatever females. What do you, look at this, striking at me for no reason. Chill out, bro. All right, so I guess he wants to go back. He's done being out here. So let's go look at 2 of his sisters that are also from a similar pairing. So this guy's pairing was a mahogany pied to an inchy pinstripe pied. So he came out with everything. His sisters, on the other hand, from a different pairing. So let's go talk about them. This snake here is a mahogany pied possible leopard. So this pairing that she came from is mahogany pied to a leopard pied, and essentially, you know what, I'm going to show you both of these snakes side by side, and I'll explain to you what happened. These snakes have issues, man. All right. So the one on the left, you can see it's a medium white pied essentially. She has what I call speckling coming down from the dorsal, which happens a lot in leopard. The one on the right, however, she is not gonna have that speckling, and I can't get my camera now to move. So she doesn't have that speckling because she is a low white pied, and this snake on the left is still tripping out about me. They are essentially all assholes. The whole entire mahogany pied holdbacks of 2024 have all been assholes. Don't know why. The one on the right there, you can see a little bit more recluse, a little bit more used to me. She is on the favorite side of things, so she does get messed with a whole lot. But the other ones, they get messed with too, but for some reason, whenever I take them out, they hate me. They don't mind that I grab them. It's whenever I start messing with them that they don't like it. So the one on the right is a low white. I can't really tell you if she's leopard or not, but if you look at the head, you see how dark the head is on this right one? Well, let's go look at the left one here. The left one has a head that is not as dark. So I say this one over here is a possible leopard versus this one is a definite leopard. You can see how dark the heads are compared to this one over here. Now, it's hard to see it on camera, but this one has a little bit lighter brown head than this one. And also, if you look around, the pattern, the little pattern that she has is very dark versus this one on the right, on the left here. This one has pattern that's also slightly dark, but it doesn't have that black banding around the entire pattern or the saddles of the pied. So again, super dark saddles, super dark trimming or edges around the saddles, but the one on the left, I don't see all of that. So I'm going to say possible leopard because she does have a little bit of that speckling that comes down from the dorsal on the leopards, but not enough for me to say this is a definitive leopard mahogany pied. So we ended up with 2 mahogany pieds that are female, and they're both holdbacks. So there you go. Now the next few snakes here are all for shed testing purposes. This female here is a inchy leopard lemon blast. So that means she is an inchy leopard pastel pinstripe, and she is also 100% het VPI xanthic and 50% het pied, het desert ghost, het clown. So this female here is going to be shed tested for het pied, het desert ghost, het clown. Essentially, this could potentially be a 4 recessive or 4 hets. So she's a quad recessive female, and those are always good to have. So she will be tested for pied, desert ghost, and clown. The shed tests have already been sent out at the time this video goes out, so we should have results here soon. Maybe I'll make another video talking about my results from the shed test, because this female, alongside her brothers and sisters, are going to be shed tested for desert ghost, pied, and clown. And she looks, man, these videos suck because these snakes all look pretty vibrant. And of course, the video's not letting them look as vibrant because the lighting in here is not as good. I still have to work on lighting in this building. So maybe I'll have to get like a ring light or something, and hopefully that'll make things better. So again, we have some shed testing to do. Let's go look at her brothers and sisters. This guy here essentially is just like his sister. However, I'm not 100% sure on the leopard. So this guy is essentially he looks like exactly what his sister looks like, but his sister has a little bit more going for her. So this guy here is an inchy lemon blast, possible leopard. I want to say like 60%, 70% chance that he's a leopard based off the way he looks. And he is also 100% het VPI, 50% het desert ghost, clown, and pied. And essentially this guy will also be shed tested. And you can see him already looking at, I think, you know what it is? I don't think it's me. I think it's the dragons behind me, because I'm filming right in front of where the dragons sit. So maybe they're getting tripped out by the dragons or something like that. Yeah, because that's ridiculous. Every single snake almost has done this. So I don't know if it's me or if it's the dragons, but you can see it all. You can see him now better a little. So this guy potentially could also be a quad het, and we'll see where we line up with everything. I'm hoping that the females are quad hets, and the male, if he's a quad het, that's perfectly fine. The reason I didn't want to sell him yet, because essentially if he is a quad het, I could be using him in the future for multiple females, versus if he's not a quad het, then I'll just sell him and call it a day, and I'll call my losses, because these shed tests aren't cheap. I have to shed test him 3 times, and essentially he could potentially just be a $100 snake, $150 snake, and that'll just kind of take away all of the profit, just shed testing him 3 times. But if he ends up being a quad het, then it's a little bit different, because now he's going to be kept instead of sold. So it does make a difference there. And look at him. It's almost like, it's weird. All the snakes though, like all the snakes, I think there's only been 3 snakes that haven't done this. So that's weird, because they all, I'll grab them just fine. I put them in here, but for some reason, once they're laying there, it's crazy. So there's no guessing on genetics on this one. This one is an inchy leopard pastel. This one here is 100% het VPI xanthic, 50% het desert ghost, clown, and pied. Also going to get shed tested alongside her brothers and sisters. Or actually, this is the last one that I kept. So the entire clutch I kept. There was 4 eggs in the entire clutch. I kept the entire clutch just to be safe. And one of the babies just had failed to thrive. She'd never ate, and essentially I force fed her twice, and I was giving her supplements, but eventually she just gave out, and that was it. So I'm not sure exactly what else I could have done to save her. I mean, I force fed her twice, so she got 2 meals in her, and this was probably after a month of her not eating. And then I was giving her supplements, and right before, because the force feeding is different. When you force feed, you don't do it every week as if it was trying to feed them like on normal schedules. You force feed if they skip a meal, or at least I do anyways. I don't try to force feed just to get them a meal in there. If I feed one time, I wait another week, I try to feed them regularly, they don't eat it, so I wait another week and I force feed. So this was all a 4-month process, and supplements in the middle. She did not make it. After 3 months of life, she had passed away, and obviously that's not what anybody wants, especially when it comes to something that you're potentially going to have for future purposes as a breeder. Obviously that's not anything anybody wants, even if it's just a pet. So it was bittersweet because she was not eating, she was potentially suffering. So if she passed away, it was because she wasn't supposed to be making it. So I mean, that's just how things are. So let's go look at the other snakes I got. See, look, this snake never even nothing at me. She's not striking, not looking, hiding, recluse type snake. So I think that's what it is. The ones that like to hide are recluse. They are probably going to be the ones that don't try to strike at me in this video. But so far she's good, and she will be shed tested just like her brothers and sisters. So I'm not too good at IDing Orange Dream. I will give you all that. Now this guy here is a Batman. So he is a pastel Batman, which means he's a pastel leopard spot-nosed clown. I do want to say that he is Orange Dream mainly because of how, even with pastel, he still has a lot of brightness to him. It's hard to see in this video. This video is not going to be a good video. So he still has a lot of brightness to him. His tail also is very, I guess, I don't know how else you would say it. There's no pattern in there, which also happens a lot with OD. And he is also in shed, so his colors are a little bit pale. But I do want to say this guy is OD just because of the fact that, so he was from a pairing that he was from an inchy leopard, spot nose, het clown, het desert ghost, a super pastel inchy leopard, spot nose, het clown, het desert ghost, to an inchy spot nose orange dream, het clown. So this guy's 50% het desert ghost, so I will be shed testing him. And there is no reason for his tail to be, you know, no pattern like that unless it's from the orange dream. So that is essentially what I'm saying is in him. So he has a pastel, leopard, spot nose, orange dream, clown, 50% het desert ghost. And if he proves out as not het desert ghost, he will be for sale. If he proves out as het desert ghost, he will be used, because I have a few het desert ghost, het clown females. I have a clown het desert ghost. I have a desert ghost het clown. So those are all going to be good for this guy right here. So now let's look at his sister, which essentially is from the same pairing. This is a pastel spot nose clown, 50% het desert ghost. I do not think this female has orange dream, and I'll show you what I mean. So tail, pretty patterned, unlike the brother here. So this female here is essentially a pastel spot nose clown, 50% het desert ghost. And again, she will be shed tested. If she does not prove out as het desert ghost, he will be for sale, because I have no use for a, you know, so for me anyways, I'm not working on any projects that are solely for clown. So I know there's still people out there working solely clown, which is perfectly fine. Clown is a great morph, but for me, I don't have anything that's solely clown. So if anything is only clown and not anything else, they will just be put for sale, because I have no use for anything like that, because my entire collection revolves around pied, and I don't need anything that's not at least 2 recessive if it's not a pied. So if she ends up just being clown, or if her brother ends up just being clown, they have to go for sale, because there's no use for them in my collection. And I know that sucks to say, but as a breeder, that's just something that has to be done. You know, it's funny because I was actually waiting to do this video until all of the snakes were out of shed. But the thing is, You wait for all the snakes to be out of shed and 2 other snakes go back into shed. So I only had 2 snakes in shed so far this video, which is great. This is one of the snakes. This here is a banana, pastel, inchy, no, actually, I'll take all that back. So this girl is a super inchy banana clown. So super inchy is great to have in any clowns. Super inchy is great to have in any project, but it's also great to have in pied. So she is 66% het pied, and essentially can't wait to shed test her and see if she is het pied. So this is a super inchy clown, super inchy banana clown. Why can't I get it out? And super nice looking snake. Also in shed, of course. So this one here is essentially the same as the other snake, except for this one has pastel on top. So this is a super inchy pastel banana clown, 66% het pied, and beautiful snake. I freaking love the way super inchy works. All of the dorsal on a clown is essentially gone and broken because of the super inchy. So the pairing was an banana inchy pastel clown het pied to an inchy pinstripe pastel het clown het pied. So this female here is an inchy pinstripe pastel clown banana, possible super inchy. Obviously, she has no markings, no patterns whatsoever. So I can't tell you if she is or is not a super inchy. Now, I will say this. She is super low pattern. Like all you see is little stripes, and she's also super vibrant. So I will say possibly super inchy, but I'm not 100% sure. Luckily for me, I didn't end up with any super pastel bananas, so that's pretty good. All of the super pastels that I ended up with were on the side of the non-bananas. So I only have 1 more from that pairing. So I sold almost all of the pairing, the entire clutch. So it's hard for me to say now because I can't remember. So where are you going? So that's essentially what I have in terms of all of my holdbacks for 2024. Let's talk about what plans we have. Obviously, it's pretty simple with all of the holdbacks and the snakes that I have. The only ones that I did not say what I had a plan for essentially were this last 5. So the Desert Ghost clowns and the pied clowns, I don't have any plans for them because I don't know what they're going to come back as in terms of genetic testing. So if they come back as het clown or clown het desert ghost for both of the first 2 from those desert ghost clown combos, then I'll keep them. If they do not, they're sold. So there's no reason for me to have plans for them. Same goes for the banana 66% het pied females. If they are not going to be pied or het pied, there's no reason for me to keep them. So if they are not het pied, they will be for sale. So female banana clowns are already really hard to come by. So these are just going to be hopefully het pied, because if not, then I'll have to sell them, and it's going to be hard for me to find some banana clowns that are het pied because they're not sold very often, and if they are, they're not pretty cheap. So that's how things are. If you made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put out in the future. As always, peace.